What's up everyone, it's Moonkin FTW here with another video, and welcome to my latest creation called Tropical Thunder. Tropical Thunder, well, the name is pretty much self-explanatory because it has a tropical theming. And yeah, today I just want to show you guys a bit of an in-depth tour of this roller coaster. Of course, I'm going to show you guys the POV. If you don't care about the context, you just want to go straight to the ride, I'll leave a timestamp to the POV in the description, so you can just click that and go straight to the ride. But I think you'll appreciate the ride a bit more if you know the context and just how much work this took. So yeah, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a bit of a backstory. I'm going to show you guys some pictures of how this all came to be. So this was made with a custom coaster, and it's this one right here. It's called the Blue Fire, EP Blue Fire, which is a coaster that was added by modifications. Basically, it wasn't in the original game, and you're able to actually create some really cool roller coasters with this. It's got a lot of unique parts, unique track pieces, and I'll show you guys that in just a bit. So basically, this whole started as just a bit of an exercise for me with this roller coaster to get more acquainted with the track pieces and really try and make something that is very smooth. So it's very fast and wild, and it's action packed, but it's not as janky, because that's one of the challenges I like about RCT3 or even 1 and 2, is where you have this kind of primitive and limited track design where things can get really janky really fast, and it's kind of a cool challenge to try and kind of still make something smooth. So yeah, I just started out with the original layout. You can see a picture here. And then actually I kind of let this project rest for a little bit, because after this I actually made Scimitar. I've made the Giovanella racing coaster. So it was actually a while before I started to pick this up again, because I went to this save file, I looked at it as like, you know what, yeah, I feel like actually decorating this and making it a full project. So yeah, I started with just building the supports around it. Here's another picture you can see. And then I started thinking, am I gonna use some sort of a theming? Is it just gonna be standard with some trees, or am I gonna use a specific theming, like let's say a Halloween or snow or space? And I thought to myself, you know what, I want to make a tropical themed coaster. So then I started making kind of foliage and rocks. I was using, let's see what this add-on is called. Let me just check it out real quick, so you guys can know. Oh wait, it's not here, it's here. Yeah, Luo's Envy Rocks. And I really like this rock set because the rocks themselves look really good, and they have a lot of variety in types of rocks. And the only problem is they're only orange, or like this kind of orange texture. You can't make them black or white or something, but they work really well with foliage that is tropical. And that's how I started. So here's another picture. You can see I started decorating a few pieces, and then more and more and more, and it got to a point where then afterwards I started decorating with pathing. So I used Beastie's path mods, and I started using the standard tropical theming of RCT3 to build a station. And of course I also the way I work is basically I do a little bit and then I leave the project alone. I do a little bit and I leave the project alone. And I actually really like doing this, because in between where I'm not building the project, there's always this I always come up with like extra ideas. So for instance, while I was kind of leaving this project alone for a day, I thought to myself, oh, what would be really cool, incorporating a waterfall, because that would really work really well. That would work really well with the tropical theming. So, and here's some more pictures, I decided to scrap a bit of the pathing at the end and make a waterfall there. So yeah, which turned out to be, let me see, where is it? Which turned out to be this. So now you have this whole cool area, and I absolutely love this area, by the way, where you have this kind of bridge with the coaster and a waterfall. So yeah, long story short, I started adding more and more of this tropical theming, tons of foliage, and of course some extra rides to kind of accompany the launch coaster. So again, I'll show you guys the POV in just a bit, but before that, I just want to walk through the park with you guys and show you exactly what I've built. So here's the entrance to the park, and yeah, like I said, it's all accompanied by these very nice pathing from Beastie's Path mods, as well as fencing from Shy Guy's Planters. They work really well together, and you're able to make these very nice, like, curvy paths. So as you enter the park right here, you're greeted by this first area of the custom coaster, and right here you can see just how much detail went into making the the scenery basically, because all these individual things you see right here, these are all individual plants. All the rocks, they're all individually placed to basically form this kind of very nice and tropical theming, if you will. So it was a lot of work, but I really liked it, and I really didn't like I really didn't mind working on it and making this so detailed. Actually, while we're on this following this walkthrough, basically, let me just show you guys the coaster. So here we have that zero G roll. It makes this turnaround element with this nice small pond, 90-degree bend into this, yeah, I don't know what this element is called, and this very smooth kind of yeah, it's not a helix, it's just a 360-degree turn into a zero G roll, and it goes over the path into kind of like a small tunnel here with fog, overbank turn into another small tunnel with fog into a zero G roll, and then we get to the end section, which has this really cool kind of like, again, overbank turn with this section. So that's kind of following the train, but yeah, let's follow the path. So here we have a merry-go-round, and here we have the zero G roll. Once again, it goes over the path. I really try to have this. Yeah, I don't want to say dance. That sounds a little cheesy, but I really try to make the path kind of intertwined with the roller coaster. So it goes under here, and the roller coaster goes over there. You know, you have the path here. Once again, there's a path where you go under, and the roller coaster goes over. So you know, you kind of get this. If you look at the POV, you can really see it. It's so cool that you're riding this roller coaster, and you constantly see guests walking next to you and under you, and you know, that's kind of how I do it. So here we have the station. Now the station is pretty basic but effective. It fits the tropical theming quite well. It is made with standard theming, so no custom scenery right here. And yeah, it looks quite nice. Like I said, it's basic, but it does the job. Over here we have a spiral slide, and as we follow this path right here, we have we have a chair swing right here, tucked away into this corner, and again, everything is accompanied by palm trees, ferns, and small foliage. And actually, let me show you guys the foliage a little bit, because this is really cool, because when it comes to the tropical theming, there's actually a lot of small plants that you can use that are already in the game, so you don't need custom scenery per se to really spice up the foliage. So you got a lot of these individual ones, but you have to place them all individually, which is exactly what I did. So you can see here this mountain or this hill which goes up to the waterfall, which we will see in just a bit. All these kind of little plants here, they're all placed individually to kind of form this nice lush green environment. So here is yeah, one of my favorite areas of this roller coaster. I just absolutely love it. Let me just hide the interface. So here we have a small waterfall that goes into this lake. I used some fog particles to really kind of emphasize this waterfall, where you have like the water crashing down and creating like this humid area, if you will. I'm not sure English is my first language, excuse me. And you have this really nice and cool bridge with a little plaque here where you can probably look and read some details. And then in between you have this like small pond with the roller coaster where you have this overbank turn. I'm a really big fan of this area. And the path kind of goes around this kind of pond, if you will. And then we enter, we are here with a small floundering ferry, so a small flat ride. And as we follow the path here, we have that tunnel and the overbank turn. So again, this is a really nice part of the roller coaster that I like, which is that you kind of go a little bit underground. Here is the train. You go into this tunnel that's right next to the station, overbank turn over the path, and then into another small tunnel. So that's really cool. So one thing I really like to do is with every launch coaster, I like to have kind of like a rest area or an area with benches right next to the launch, where guests can kind of sit down and they can watch the roller coaster launch. And it's accompanied by a small food court. You can see here you get some burgers, some pizza, and some drinks, and then you can sit here, relax, and watch the roller coaster get launched. So that is kind of the idea, and I really like this kind of setup, if you will. So as we follow the path, we make our way to this wooden roller coaster, actually. So again, like I said, I these days I really prefer to, unless I'm making just one specific design, I really like to add a few flat rides and a few basic roller coasters to the scenery, so it doesn't look too empty, if you will, if you're riding the roller coaster. So here we have a very basic wooden roller coaster. Again, I didn't do much. Still has the didn't make any custom supports. The layout isn't too crazy. I did add again some foliage to make sure that this doesn't look too barren compared to the rest of the ride and the rest of the level. So yeah, it's pretty basic, doesn't go too fast, doesn't have crazy stats, but it fits really nicely with the rest of the tropical theming. So here we have, yeah, so the path goes around, once again, goes around the roller coaster. And here we have a small pond. Again, I use some fog particles to kind of, I don't know, it's almost like a hot spring, if you will. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. But again, you can see just how much detail there is when it comes to the foliage, you know, small bushes and ferns and small palm trees and everything to accompany the ride. Then here we have a Ferris wheel. And then last but not least, we have a discus here, which kind of fills up the area nicely. Oh, and here we have another small food court. So there isn't just one. Here's another area where the guests can relax. And again, if you're sitting here, you have a really good spot because you can look this way. You can see that big kind of, yeah, I'm not sure what this is, like a corkscrew or zero-G roll. Or you can look this way where the roller coaster kind of, you know, goes past you. So that's really cool. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, everything is accompanied by Moby Steel Jungle, Odie's coaster goodies for these footers. And yes, like I said, there's a lot of detail that went into this. I didn't really plan on doing this, but when I started with the tropical theming and I saw how well these rocks worked with all the foliage, and of course some extra ideas like this waterfall, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm really motivated now to actually make this into a really nice roller coaster. So before I give you guys the POV, I just want to show you guys, I'm just going to close this right now. I want to show you guys just how much custom track there is when it comes to this newly added roller coaster. So here we have the launch, nothing crazy. You go straight to steep. And then here you have this really cool element. Here we go from 0 degrees to 135. You can see it's past 90. Then we have this kind of overbank turn. And then another kind of like overbank turn. I'm not sure what element to call this, but this is really wild. You know, lots of degrees, lots of bends. And then when you come here, like you turn to the left, you turn further to the left into this kind of really big, yeah, again, zero-G roll. I'm not sure what to call it. You can correct me in the comment section. So then you turn around with these overbank turns, and then you hit this 90-degree bank turn over here. These are all standard pieces. And then here, this is a really cool element. I loved using this. So you go from straight to really far banked and also kind of a bit more to the left. It's a really cool element and it looks so cool when you ride this. And then you have, once again, an overbank turn piece, but you don't end up straight. You still are 45-degree banked, which flows really nicely into these stock bank turns. And then here we have another custom piece, which is a 90-degree turn to the left, or excuse me, to the right. Actually, I'm not sure why this says L, but you can see slowly but surely this goes from banked to unbanked, which really lends itself well to this small zero-G roll. So here you can see, so you know, you kind of go from banked to banked to the left, and then this zero-G roll is also to the left. So that looks really smooth, as you guys will see in the POV. So here we have another few custom pieces where there are overbank turns. And here we have another few overbank turns. Here you have those areas where the coaster goes through those tunnels. Again, another small zero-G roll. And yeah, basically this is what we have here, but then smaller. So you can see it's kind of the same idea. And then we have one final turn. Again, this is from 45-degree bank to straight and then into the final brake run. So that is pretty much the layout of the track. So I'm going to go ahead and let the time go a bit further because this is a tropical themed roller coaster. It really works best when you ride this in the afternoon. So let me go ahead and just let the time go a bit faster. So eventually we'll hit like, I don't know, like 2 or 3. That's when it starts to look really nice. So almost, let's do, yeah, let's do 3. I think that will look fine. So about here. Okay, so a lot of explanation. But here is the POV of my latest creation, Tropical Thunder, and I'll give some commentary as we go. Oh, by the way, one final detail. You can see that the train is blue with white and red seats. You can't change this. Unfortunately, with this custom coaster, you see here, if I make this, let's see here, color for the cars. If I make this all black, it doesn't really do anything. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. So just so you know that. So here we go. Here's the POV. All right, we're starting off with a launch. Nice. Into our 135 degree. Into these wild kind of overbank turns. As we go into this very big 0 G-roll thingamajig again. As we look around and we see all the guests, the foliage, the pathing into the 90-degree bank turn. Into this kind of weird, yeah, again, I'm not sure what to call this element. Into this long swooping turn to the right. Into our low 0 G-roll. Into our overbank turn over the path. Here we go into that tunnel with the fog. Another overbank turn where we go over the path. Another 0 G-roll. And here we have that waterfall piece as we make one final turn to the right. And there you go. Nice. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge fan of this roller coaster. Let me go ahead and select a free look view. Let me just get a nice point of view here if I can. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that is it, guys. That is Tropical Thunder. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I'm sure you can guess from the from my voice and everything that I'm very excited and very proud of this. Very excited and very proud of this project. So yeah, that's it. I already have something new in the works, which I'll post pretty soon. But for now, yeah, I hope you guys like this. This again is one of my proudest projects, right there with Scimitar and Enigma. And I hope you liked it. So thanks again for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section what you think. And again, if you know what these elements are called in real life, because I suck at like roller coaster terminology, let me know. So yeah, that's it. I've talked enough. Thank you guys very much for watching and have yourself a wonderful day.